Hi, I am dating coach Hayley Quinn, and in this video I am going to be talking to you about 4 key areas that as guys you can think women are playing games when in fact they're not. Now, mistaking a woman for playing games when actually she's probably just doing something completely different can cause you to take the wrong action step in response to that, therefore losing out on a potentially good dating experience. So what I want to take you through just quickly is these 4 areas where you might think she's just messing with you when in fact something completely different is likely to be going on. So, point number 1, as soon as you ask her out, she seems to freeze you out, stop responding, or goes quiet. Now, you could be thinking, is she trying to challenge me by being non-compliant because she wants me to be more masculine, or she wants me to be more assertive, or she's looking for other qualities in me? Now, this is a very man way of looking at that situation where you are seeing her action as a direct response to you, and you're thinking about what you need to do better in order to get the woman. Unfortunately, if she is just not responding or kind of goes cold at all these critical points where you're asking her out, the likelihood is something quite different. I would doubt that she's testing you to see if you're manly enough or good enough to go on a date with her. In fact, the reality is you're probably just seeing someone who is enjoying the attention of you messaging her, but when push comes to shove, doesn't value you enough as of yet in order to commit that time in her schedule to actually see you. The second instance that you might see this is she just doesn't seem to have any time to see you, full stop, or she keeps meeting you just for a quick coffee, or doesn't really commit to any quality dates with you. Now, this is kind of part of the same issue. It's unlikely, again, that she is, really making you chase or is limiting your access to her or anything like that. Now, I actually work with a lot of women as well, and I find that women, at least the ones that work with me, they're not playing games. They are equally confused by the dating process. They would like better communication with you as well. So it goes both ways. I would go as far to say most women that I meet do not have game. It's also just fundamentally, women's dating advice often isn't as, there isn't as much access to it as you as guys get. So the chances are that she's this like Machiavellian, super villain who's really just, make you go through your paces is unlikely, unless maybe she's spoken to me. So if she is simply not spending time with you, the fact of the matter is, it's just because in the wider thing of her life, with probably busy work commitments, really good friends that she has to make time for, maybe other guys that she's primarily focused on, the time with you is just getting squeezed because of that. So it's just a reflection of where you are in her priority list, not necessarily her playing some kind of twisted game. So a good reaction for you to have towards that is for you to deprioritize her. Now, if there's anything I see happening a lot with the men that I coach as well, it's like if you meet a woman that you're really attracted to, or you seem to have got initially a good response from, you can immediately put her on a pedestal. And in doing so, you're not taking the right feedback from the situation, which is, she's not making time with me, that's fine, I've got to go and reinvest in the rest of my life. Point number 3, where you might think she's playing games, she cancels last minute before you're meant to go on the date. Now, again, I would say the chance of her being a Machiavellian, super evil master planner who's just trying to mess with your Thursday night is like really small. I'm not going to put a percentage on it, but really small. The chances are that she's overwhelmed with other stuff that's going on in her life, fundamentally a bit flaky, probably hasn't worked on herself to get her kind of integrity in the right space and her personal life in order enough that she has space for a relationship. That is way more not likely. Again, not your problem to solve. You just have to see that it's actually on her that she's not ready to have the kind of relationship that you want. So just let it go. Final thing, point 4, where you think she might be playing games is when it comes to the pacing of the relationship. Maybe she's only seeing you once a week and wants to take things slow. Now, of course, this isn't true for all women, because it's certainly not the case that men all want sex, women all want relationships, so it's always the woman who's slowing things down and always the man that's speeding things up. In fact, women are very, very sexual beings, just as much as guys. In fact, I think, if not more, but that's another video. In fact, if she's slowing things down or seems to kiss you passionately 1 minute, then back off, what you're in fact getting is just a good communication of where she's emotionally at in that moment. Just because she kisses you passionately, or just because you've been sending some flirty messages back and forwards to one another before you go and visit her city, that is not a contract, which means that she has definitely clearly decided that she wants to have sex with you. In fact, she's probably just enjoying the moment and is enjoying the connection. So you've got to take things for what they are. If she's kissing you passionately, she's kissing you passionately. If she's texting you some kind of naughty messages, great. None of this means that something more is going to happen. And actually, when you drop the expectation around things, you don't have so much focus on the outcome. You don't see dates that don't end up in her going back to your house as a failure. What a load of rubbish. Instead, if you just go, cool, that's the kind of pace that she's going at and that's what she's comfortable with. And in fact, even better, if you as the guy can be the one that actually slows things down, if you're the one that says, you know what, hey, I'm going to get you a taxi home. If you're buttoning her shirt back up again, if you're telling her off for lowering the tone and saying you want to actually get a chance to get to know her, that control and that self-discipline and that non-neediness and the lack of needing an outcome, that is so sexy. So that's the kind of guy that I want you to work on becoming. And hopefully this helps to explain why you might be having the experience of, is she playing games with me? When in fact, what you are seeing is the ripple effect of what's going on for her as a person and what's actually going on for her life. And then it's your job to work out whether that is good for you or not good for you. Okay, hope you've enjoyed this advice in this video. I love to talk a lot about how men and women might approach dating somewhat differently, and also fundamentally how we can understand one another better and just form more connections. If that's something you are interested in learning more about, hit subscribe and head over to hayleyquinn.com/approach. The link is in the video below, and I've got some subscriber only videos there for you. See you later.